On a fine morning, Whiskers, the orange tabby cat, was lounging in her favorite spot in the park, enjoying the warm sun on her fur, while her best friend Squeaky the squirrel was nearby sorting through his stash of nuts. Just as Whiskers was about to doze off, Squeaky asked,
"Whiskers, have you seen my stash of walnuts?"
Whiskers looked up from her slumber.
What do you mean? I thought you had them right here.
Squeaky's paws fluttered wildly as he searched the area.
I did, but now they are gone. Someone must have stolen them.
Whiskers' ears perked up, and she sat up.
Don't you worry, Squeaky. We'll get to the bottom of this. Let's investigate.
The unlikely duo set off on their mission, scouring the park for clues. They questioned the park's resident birds, who claimed to have seen nothing. They also asked the park's resident animals, but were unable to come up with any clues. They sniffed around the bushes, searching for any signs of nut-nabbing culprits. But alas, nothing. As they kept searching, they stumbled upon a suspicious-looking raccoon with a mischievous glint in his eye. He was Rocky, the raccoon who lived in a nearby forest and often visited the park to create mischief. Gazing at Squeaky and Whiskers, he asked with a feigned air of innocence,
"What is it, fellas?"
Someone has stolen my stash of walnuts. Do you have any idea who could have done that?
Rocky grinned and quickly said,
"No."
but something about the way he was looking at them made Whiskers suspicious. Her eyes narrowed as she stared at Rocky.
I think you're hiding something, Rocky. You're always getting into trouble, and I have a feeling you're behind this theft.
Rocky's grin faltered, and he took a step back, his paws held together in a defensive gesture.
Who, me? Steal Squeaky's precious walnuts? Never.
But Whiskers was not convinced. She patted closer to Rocky, her ears perked up, and her whiskers twitching as she sniffed the air. Suddenly, she let out a triumphant meow.
I knew it! I can smell walnuts on you.
Squeaky's eyes widened in outrage, and he chattered angrily, his tiny paws shaking with indignation.
You stole my walnuts, you sneaky raccoon!
Rocky's guilty expression was all the proof Whiskers and Squeaky needed. Without hesitation, Whiskers pounced, pinning Rocky to the ground.
Give them back, Rocky.
She growled angrily. Rocky squirmed and struggled, but Whiskers held firm. Finally, with a defeated sigh, he said,
All right. Let me go and fetch it."
He pulled out the stash of walnuts from his hideout and handed it over to Squeaky. Squeaky's eyes shone with joy as he retrieved his stolen treasure, carefully counting each nut to make sure they were all there. Rocky looked down at his paws guiltily, his shoulders hunched in shame.
"I just couldn't resist the temptation."
He muttered. Whiskers gave him a stern look.
Next time, ask permission before taking something that doesn't belong to you. And maybe, just maybe, we'll let you join us for a walnut snack.
Deal, Whiskers. But don't think this is the last time I'll get into trouble.
Whiskers and Squeaky laughed and shook their heads, knowing that Rocky would always be up to something. But for now, they were just happy to have Squeaky's walnuts back where they belonged. As they made their way back to their favorite spot, Whiskers turned to Squeaky and purred,
You know, for a squirrel and a cat, we make a pretty great team.
Squeaky grinned,
We sure do. I wonder what awaits us next.
and with that, they once again settled in their favorite spot, awaiting their next adventure.